I just thought I'd share with y'all this interview that I just saw with Malik Zulu Shabazz on ALJAZEERA TV. I've had some criticisms of Malik Zulu Shabazz in the past, but I've had time to think about things, and Malik Zulu Shabazz is an attorney, so I can't be mad at an attorney for being an attorney. We have to remember, he's an attorney, not a general. He may be a warrior lawyer, but he's not a warrior. He's not going to do some hand-to-hand combat and things like that. So I just wanted to share with y'all this Malik Zulu Shabazz interview, and you take from it what you will. This has been Daku Akabo Wakatu.
Give me your thoughts and your reflections at this point, 12 days in.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the tenacity of the youth. I'm impressed with the tenacity of our people here in their fight for justice. Day in, day out, night in, night out, point for point, location for location, they're in the fight for justice. So I admire them. I'm here to support them. I originally came here to do legal investigation and legal aid. Yeah. And then I got into making sure that our women and children weren't hurt in confrontations with tear gas so they weren't shot. Because when I got here, the Ferguson police, the militarized police, they were out of control.
Yeah, what did you do? I mean, in your effort to assure that women and children and young people weren't the next victims?
Well, I tried to, first of all, in good faith, I went to all of the police commanders and tried to get them to adjust their tactics, to back off of their tactics. Then I filed a cease and desist notice, a legal notice on the police chief and the mayor of Ferguson, charging them with violating the constitutional rights of peaceful persons who were just standing on the sidewalk and really mowed off the sidewalk with tear gas. And then a break came and they pulled the police back, the Ferguson police, off of the case.
Right.
Other times I've gotten out here in the crowds when there was no leadership, no one to help direct it, and people were just milling around and looked like a prescription for disaster.
Right.
So I added some focus and some clarity.
Yeah.
And other times I've saved people's lives out here.
Now, how'd you do that? And what were the circumstances?
Well, the circumstances were just the other night when, because of the heavily militarized vehicles and gas mask and the military presence provides a flashpoint for anxiety with the crowd. So the crowd comes up against it, and then one or two persons want to charge the line, and then all of the men come out with their guns. I don't know what's in those guns, but I jumped in the middle.
Yeah,
I jumped in the middle and risked my life to help the people, to keep the people away from destruction and disaster, and to keep them marching in a disciplined fashion.
Malik, we're talking about moving forward tonight. It looks like there is a bit of momentum building from last night. Tonight's a calmer night. I don't know what role the weather is playing in that, but it looks like, at least at this point, we're talking about a calmer night. That's on the heels of last night.
That's true.
What are your thoughts about moving forward and healing? There were people who will tell you after the demonstrations and the riots in Newark and Detroit in '67 that there wasn't enough work done in those communities to heal those communities, and the conversations that needed to be had were not held. What are your thoughts about how Ferguson and Delwood and the communities around this neighborhood, in this area, how they move forward in the conversations that need to be had?
Well, there's a cry here. It says, no justice, no peace. And so we're far off from justice. We're nowhere near the arrest, the prosecution of Officer Darren Wilson. The killing or the murder of Michael Brown has not been solved.
Yes.
The issue of police brutality and the murder of our people, our men, our youth, has not been solved. So I just say it's a typical Wednesday night. You can't expect, I've never seen this many day after day after day after day after demonstrations in any city I've gone in.
Yeah.
So I know, and the fact that they keep doing it, they get credit for it. But I don't say that this is at a point where everything's going to calm down and we're going to sing kumbaya. No, I just say it's a temporary lull. I say the crowds will get bigger and stronger.
That's been the promise.
Come this weekend, they're going to get bigger and stronger.
Now, Malik, before I let you know, before I let you go here this evening, I know that you said you've been doing some legal work here,
yes,
and I know that there's something that you're set to announce here tonight. So look,
I want to be the first to announce on here on Al Jazeera is that on Friday at the U.S. District Federal courthouse in the Eastern District of Missouri, Black Lawyers for Justice, on behalf of all of the victims of the first initial days when the Ferguson Police Department, the militarized police forces from St. Louis County, when they were just running up on women and children and elders and gassing them and arresting them and beating them and throwing them into jail, we're filing a class action lawsuit on their behalf for violating the constitutional rights of those persons. And we're also going to be exposing that it's not just Darren Wilson and Michael Brown, but we will make plain that there's a systematic pattern of excessive force, a systematic fact pattern of discrimination in this police department, and that's why this thing blew up so heavy. That's why it blew up.
And Malik, you're going to give me the filing tonight before you leave here, so that I can take a look at it.
We're working on it. We will release the filing on Friday at 12 noon, but you'll be the first to get it. I give
Malik,
it to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, brother.
We wanted to get you on the program to talk to you. Glad to have you on the program.
Thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to that paperwork. We'll take a break and we'll come back from Ferguson, Missouri in just a moment.
Appreciate it.